Good evening to everybody, the whole alumni team from DTLC. We wish to extend a very warm welcome to all of you. It has been a long time, and we at DTLC are so excited to have you here with us this evening. So why are we here this evening? Have you missed us as much as we have missed you? Well, we're here to reconnect with the DTLC community across the different sessions, and then to check in on how everyone's doing. Do you think you've slept a little? Are you feeling like you've gone off the rails? Maybe just a little bit? Well, we shall review the tips and tools and even motivations to get us up and running again. Do you feel like you're on track? Then we'd like to hear your story so that we can be motivated to keep going. And how are you doing since you graduated? It's been a long time for some of us, maybe a short time for others. So today we'd like to reassess our goals and then to set new goals so that we can upscale our health journey. So we are getting together today to reinforce our mindset. Remember the big question, why? We want to reinforce that mindset regarding food, exercise, sleep, and stress, just as we discussed. And at the end of the session, we shall have renewed our commitment and energy in order to maintain this lifestyle change. Well, you do no doubt agree with me that the future belongs to the competent. We get good, we get better, and we get best. So how do we do that? Without any further ado, now let us invite our doctor, Dr. Alice Ojuan, the person behind this program, the person who came up with it, to give us a little chart and check in with us and then give us a little chart about this reunion. Welcome, everybody. We are so happy to have you here this evening. So, Dr. Ojuan, talk to us.
Thank you, Lorraine. And it's nice to see everybody tonight. It's really nice to see people. So greetings from Kisumu City. I mean, for those who are from Germany, Zambia, South Africa, I am in Kisumu. It's a city by Lake Victoria. So I'm eating a lot of fish every day. We're doing a research project here. So I'm happy to see you. It's nice to see everybody. We think about you all the time, and this is why we have the reunion. From season 1 to season 9, now we are in season 9, yeah. So from season 1 to season 8. So why were we here really? We know that the lifestyle journey, for you to actually continue in this journey, you need support. And so this is the support we need. We've also thought of other ways, like for example, for people who have chronic conditions like diabetes and blood pressure, we have new sessions that are very important to you. And so we'll be inviting you whenever we have these sessions. For people who are trying to lose weight and also trying to just manage other comorbidities related to weight, then we also have new programs that we'll be inviting you. So we are not going to be waiting for 3 months to invite you to join the program. So we're happy to have you. This session is really open. So we're going to talk. I don't know, Lorraine, if you read the program, but we just want to talk about what's going on, what are your successes, what are your objectives, what are your challenges, how can we help you? And then we can remind ourselves of some of the tools that we have already provided in the past for you to stay well. We have champions who have been trained. We have champions here who are now in season 9. We've had champions for different seasons. So it will be good to tell us what's going on. And even if you're struggling, it's okay. You can put your chats, your comments and questions on the chat. You can also raise your hand and talk about them as we go on. Yeah. So did you discuss the program, Lorraine?
Yeah, so you probably would just like to remind ourselves from you before we get to the plenary to speak. What are the tips? What would you like us to remember from whatever sessions we were in? What is the key message, that you want us, so that even when we are assessing ourselves, we know what the benchmark is,
Yes. So the key messages are, of course, I mean, usually now because we are advancing, we don't just assume these are what you need. So we want to hear, what are your challenges? So then we say, this is what you need to go for. But having talked to a few people who are happy to see the reunion, they were like, oh, the carbohydrate intelligence, that did the magic for me. And I've gone right back, and they know it's the carbohydrate intelligence. So is the key message carbohydrate intelligence, or is the key message how to actually continue to stay healthy? So we want to hear from you. And of course, we have tools that you've used in the past. We can remind you of those tools. We have a new challenge, actually. The last, since January to April, we had the challenge of 10,000 steps. And was it Mr. Mwangi who was constantly the winner? Well done. And many people got 10,000 steps and a bag, 14, 15. I saw some healthy competition going on. And so we want to now introduce a new challenge for between May for another 3 months, starting May 1st or starting now for 3 months, so that we can continue to improve and renew our health. Yes. Lorraine, do you have another question for me? Yeah.
Okay. Okay, you said you're going to talk about this as we keep going. So let us then just open the discussion, and we get the tips as we go.
Yes.
So you said there are several challenges you've had, and let us start right now. Eagerly waiting to start is Grace Zulu. Hello, hello. Please
all the way
talk
from
to
Zambia. Grace, thank you. It's nice to see you here.
Right, thank you. And I know I put my hand up quite eagerly because I'm hoping I can drop off soon. I'd have liked to stay the whole time. So I just wanted to share. So unfortunately, at the moment, I'm not feeling well, but maybe I should take you through my journey. As you recall, I was in season 2 and 3. And I think that I tell everybody about this program. I haven't followed up with a number of them to see if they actually joined it, but whether pure diabesity or whether DTLC, I think that this program has been, I would put it as, I take these lessons throughout my life. Let me talk about the challenges and the successes. So maybe let me start with the successes. I've continued to, so as you know, I joined the program with quite problematic symptoms of hypothyroidism, with challenges with weight management, with sleep, with energy, with just excessive bleeding, and I'm just speaking openly here because it's an health issue. So obviously that was a problem. So I had a number of issues, and over the years, I got to the point where I didn't need a lot of the medications. In fact, for the last 2 years, it started with me, picking up the lifestyle, eating all the 7 colors of the rainbow, very, very helpful. Learning to rest, just the 7 pointers that you gave us. Sometimes I just go and sit in the sun and I find it therapeutic. So vitamin D, very helpful. Exercise, rest, eating healthy, nutrition that is good for you, that kind of thing. And as a result, I think when I started the program, maybe one of the markers, just one of the markers is weight loss. I've gone from literally a size 26, I think, to now I'm around 16, 18, which is a significant change over the last few years for me in terms of size. Health-wise, I've permanently resolved the insomnia because your guidance, eating heavy proteins after 5, I don't do that anymore. I manage my water intake. So insomnia is now not a challenge for me. And also, like I said, I had a number of supplements, and I noticed that I started swinging into the opposite direction. So, the supplements were managing my hormonal balance and other things. And I noticed that I became hyper. And so when I sat down with the doctor, it seemed that my lifestyle had gotten me the balance I needed, and all these other things I was taking were now taking me into a hyper mode. So I stopped, and for 2 years, my body was very well balanced. And I would say I still am there, except that, you know, I'm calling you now with about 2 months ago, I got severely ill. I have certain allergies. And so because of one of the allergies, I ended up getting a terrible flu, which ended up being like a pneumonia. And that affected my thyroid in a way I didn't realize that it did. And so over the 2 months, I ended up going back into certain of those severe symptoms, particularly the excessive bleeding and the tiredness, etc. And about 7 days ago, I discovered that my HB was very low, about 6.4. The doctors were pushing for a blood transfusion and a number of things. And I asked for the opportunity to handle it a different way. And then after 7 days, check. And so I went back to the diary on the 7 colors of the rainbow, rest, you know, sunshine. And obviously with the help of my family, who I'm really grateful for, we just went back to the basics. We had iron, I've been taking iron-rich foods, I've been doing fruit and rest. And today I went in to check my HB, and my doctor was just shocked. He asked me if I'd had an iron infusion. I said, no. He said, we've never seen a jump in HB this big, you know? How did you get it from 6.4 to 8.1 in 7 days? And it really was just the basics around eating healthy, sleeping well, and that sort of thing. So yes, I still have a little ways to go in terms of recovery. I'm still a little bit short on breath, so obviously I wanted to take a break and drop off the call as soon as possible. But I feel like I said, total lifestyle change is exactly that. It's not a quick fix. It's an adaptation. And I've taken education further from what we had here around learning the foods that are good for me, that work well for my body, that develop me, that grow me. And yeah, I've had a lot of compliments around how youthful I look, you know, people thinking, you know, they're shocked because they seem to think I'm aging backwards. And I think it's because, and I tell them, I just sat in a very good program for some time. So yeah, my thyroid condition has been stable, and I haven't had to change the medication now in all of this time, which is also a good thing. Every time I go, my readings are normal, and yeah, that's my story around how to do it. I don't know if I've missed out anything, but yeah, sometimes there are challenges. But I've remembered that this is a lifestyle, not a journey, and not a diet. And so I allow myself certain grace, you know. I don't panic if I'm in a place where there's food that I don't like. I make choices. You know, I always remember Dr. Zhang, you were talking about, okay, so what if the only thing on the menu you have is chips and blah, and there's a list, and you said, well, at least potatoes are natural. So when you put it that way, I always look for the most natural thing that I can find on the menu, and I've taken it that way, and my body has thanked me for it over time. So that's me. Thank you.
Whoa, Grace. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing. So from what you've shared, first of all, I'd say I really am sorry for what you've going and your health issue and what's going through. And I feel bad because you have not talked to me. But I feel very good that we had equipped you and you've been able to use the education to sort yourself. So I am so proud of you. I think we all are, really, not just me. We are so proud of you. So well done. So we know that there are going to be challenges. People will get sick. But remember, we said, you see, when you're taking secular, let's call them secular medication for lack of a better word, when you're taking regular medication, you will take one for hypertension, you will take one for diabetes, you'll take one for cholesterol, you'll take one for headaches, for kidney, for what, but lifestyle lifestyle, just making changes to sleep better, have fresh air, sunshine, sorts out all these conditions. So well done on going back to your diary, well done on going back to your notes, and thank you for sharing. I don't know what our doctor, family doctor would say about that. Well done, Grace. So proud of you.
The
Yes.
family doctor is Dr. Nyawera.
Dr. Nyawera and Dr.
And then
Jalango.
Dr. Jalango.
Yes.
So the two of them have been sharing in this program through the various seasons. They've been a great help. We'd like to see you. Dr. Tieno Jalango, Dr. Nyawera, we want to acknowledge your support and appreciate what you've done for us through the seasons.
Yes.
Okay, Dr.
Yes, I can see she's preparing to get there. Atieno, just speak. I can't see. You can
Hi.
raise your hand so I can put
Hi,
you right here in the
Doctor.
middle so they can meet you.
There she is.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
think one of the things that what I would say medicine really never focused on is the power of the natural doctors, what we call here the natural doctors, you know. There has been a great focus on pills, injections, you know. You're ill, you take a pill, it fixes things. But then as time has been changing, we're seeing a lot more of chronic illnesses, diabetes, hypertension, joint problems, you know, cancer. And all these diseases are not things that you can have a quick fix for. And as Zulu has been talking, I have just been listening and seeing why it is important that we go back to the drawing board. We are on Earth. Earth has the way it works. And it is important as human beings to deal with nature. I always tell my clients that when man or the activities of man come between you and whatever goes into your body, then think twice, you know? So this processing of foods, processed medication, then sometimes become a problem. Yes, they are an answer sometimes to some of the issues we have, but they are not the total answer. Some of the issues of life that we have can actually be sorted by going back down to the basics. How we eat, what we eat, you know, when we eat, whether we are physically active. There's a reason why you're made with joints. Otherwise, we would just have been made with straight legs, no joint, you know, straight arms, you know, stiff. But there's a reason why we have these hinges and pivots. It's because we are meant to move. So we are meant to eat right. We are meant to move. We are meant to have balance within. And when things go out of balance, then when we have them, we need to go back to the basics. Are we sleeping enough? Are we eating right? Are we healthy? Are we having great relationships? Because when we are doing well, then we say our heart is merry. When everything is okay, you don't feel well, then you have a merry heart. And as the saying goes, a merry heart doeth much good as medicine. So as we live our lives in the fullness, let us embrace more natural things and always avoid the things that processes have gone through. So the closer you are to the garden, the better. The more fresh air you breathe, the better. The more active you are, the better. The greater your relationships, the better. So for good health, let's go natural and embrace the people around us. And then, of course, there are things you have to walk from. Even people, sometimes, unfortunately, there are people who you need to leave, people who do not give you peace of mind and balance in the head. Then you have to make that judicious a decision to walk away from drama. But all in all, nature, when we go back to nature, it has a way of blessing us and really, really transforming our lives and putting life into our days.
Putting life into our days. That's very nice. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Jalango. Always a pleasure hearing from you. And
Thanks,
we
Lorraine. Thanks, Dr. Jen. And thanks, Zulu, for sharing.
Yes, so it's Dr. Nyawira here, but I saw a hand that was up, and then we want to hear from Ralph. Ralph even taught us how to do gardening. Yeah, so there was a hand that was up, and it has disappeared. So maybe Ralph, go. Yes, come join us here. Tell us how you're doing. Ralph is all the way from Germany. Yeah, well done, Ralph.
I'm very fine. I feel my body and my mind is clear, and I think my body is now balanced, all good. And I learned so much in this program. I attended, and I want also to attend again, maybe more in winter time. Now I'm very busy, but I want to refresh also, and I like the support of the group, and there are nice doctors here. So I learned so much, and it makes really a big change to me. I was joining the program because a friend invited me, Raphael invited me to join, and I was one time attending, and I like it right away, and it really changed my life. And I was on a point where I was not feeling any more good in my body because I was feeling fatigue and I have no energy, and I thought it's aging, but I know I have to do something against to uh, counterfight the aging process, or to do something really radical, because little things did not work anymore. And that was really the right thing what I did in this program. It was really helping me a lot. I make really big changes, and even after 1 year, because now I'm 1 year in this program, because I know when I start the pacer, I already walk from last March 2,000 kilometers. It's amazing, no? So when I start, it's 1 year, and now after 1 year, even more benefits come. So my eyes are so clear, I can really read without glasses very often. I normally nearly don't need any more glasses. So, and it's amazing. And I enjoy so much the view, the clear colors and the clear view, and that I can read most of the time without glasses. So that is a big step. And then, yeah, my body is balanced. Sometimes I was feeling sweating, and I put something off, and I feel cold. And now it's more balanced. Everything is more balanced. I can better concentrate. And so many benefits. One time I wrote 2 A4 for all the benefits what I enjoy from this program. So all the benefits is a lot. I said I was also have my knee was swollen before, and I did everything to recover with my knee. It was always swollen. It was not pain, and I guess it was an inflammation in the. So I also researched that we have inflammation that we did not feel, but it drains also our energy. So, and when I started this program, it really became better. That was the only thing what really helps, the change of diet and the exercise and all the things what we learn in the program. Sometimes it was really tough though, because every week we had something new we had a new challenge, and I know when I started this program, this will not be easy. And this morning, I was thinking, yeah, it's really 50% in life is really to have self-control in many things, you know. So we need, and now I'm more conscious. When I shopping, I really conscious what I buy. And I always try really to pass the sweets because that's I know also in the program many have the problem with the sweets, because it's like a drug, you know. It gives you a push, and immediately something change in your mind, you know. But when I eat now sweets, I get headache. So right away I get headache and I feel not good. So that's already I'm not used to this anymore, no? And I know the sweets is not really good. So yeah, I have really no challenges now anymore. So I'm already in the program. It's already my lifestyle, and it's easy. And I'm very conscious of what I eat, when I eat, if I'm feeling hungry, really, if I want to eat, and why I eat. And I'm really conscious about all the things. And sometimes I go in the shop and I think, oh, what do I will buy here really? What I will buy? Everything what is packed is something processed, and yeah, there's not lot to buy in the supermarket, what is really good for us or for me. So yeah, we eat a lot of salad and fresh things, and I also realized that I have not anymore so much appetite on meat. So before I like meat, sausage, and everything, but sometimes I eat that, but it's okay because I changed so much. I did not drink soft drinks. I did not eat the junk food like chips or potato chips or something like this. Sometimes peanut or not salted, and then also nuts, the healthy snacks. And yeah, and no more junk food, no more soft drinks and like this. And when I count all what I change, it's a lot. But it's a lot, really, it's a lot. Because it was habit, to drink soft drinks, to eat sweet, to eat all these junk things. Sometimes I have craving for it, but I can control and I can manage. It's not anymore a problem. So I'm very thankful for this program, and I will join in the winter time. I will join again to refresh and to enjoy the company of our community here. Thank you very much for all of you.
Awesome. You said it was 2 full cups, so we have a lot to hear from Ralph for sure. What do the
Yeah.
doctors have to say about that?
Oh, I think he's done really well. Ralph, thank you so, so much for sharing your experience. Your resolve is great. And the fact that now you can make conscious choices, that's really, really awesome. Going to the supermarket and thinking before you take something and buy it, that's really, really important. And being mindful, you'll find that there are a lot of health benefits. The supermarkets have a lot of things, and some of them are really not good for us. And being able to make that choice on your own, I think, is great. I'm so encouraged to hear that you're doing this and that you have made some very great progress. I think for me, I think you give me a lot of courage to continue with this. This is very, very encouraging indeed. Yeah.
Thank you. Dr. John?
Yeah, I don't have to say, I think Katina said everything. I'm just happy that you're continuing. And of course, when you also share, you encourage other people, you motivate us. So we are moving on. Season 10, here we come. So well done. And the fact that you shop, you have something in common with one of the clients here. You go to the shop, you buy your vegetables. So that's really nice. It's nice to see men taking charge of their health. Yes, so well
Yeah.
done. Well done. And
Amazing.
thank you. Please stay on and support us. And where is your friend who invited you?
Raphael was it? Raphael Wiegand from.
Is he here? Is he here for the reunion today?
No, he could not come because he have a meeting tonight. I was very
Oh,
sad that they not
okay.
come.
Okay. We'll have another reunion soon.
We
Well
had
done.
part there,
Yeah.
so we could not skip it.
Okay. Thank you so
But
much. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm.
Great. From Germany, let's come back to Kenya. I think Kenya is the only one that has not spoken yet. And I think to represent Kenya, carry
Mm.
the Kenyan flag, I saw Adhiambo Nyawade.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to us from Kenya.
In fact, Nyawade is fresh. She's a champion and she's from season 7. Yes.
Very good. So there she is. I think you can get her.
Yes.
Let's see
Yes.
her. Oh, there you are.
Yes.
Welcome.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes, I'm happy to be here. This reunion was very exciting. It's been a very hectic season for me as well. With a lot of deaths. We just lost my father-in-law, and
Oh
so
dear.
Crazy. Yeah, it's crazy, but I'm here. So I'm happy to be here to hear about everybody and just to share a little bit about myself. DTLC for me has been life. It's given me a new thing. I feel like I have a new purpose in life, just to share about life and what DTLC program has been able to do for me. I have kept I've kept the disciplines. I know the only thing that I know I struggle with the most is basically getting to test myself. I feel every time I want to be able to test myself again, ever since I was cleared free of taking the drug and stuff like that, I think there's something psychologically that comes that like scares me from getting to test. I really must confess. That's why I really struggle. So when it comes to my plate, I take care of my plate. And in fact, I think the last time when we had the program, I was telling Dr. John that, oh, I've lost so much weight that I wouldn't want to continue losing weight. I'm like, I'm going to finish. What will be left of me? So I wanted to like kind of balance it out. So, but I'm continuing with the discipline, yeah, and it's true. And I'm one of those who being carbohydrate intelligent has really, really helped me a lot. And I know moving everywhere I go in my church fellowship with many of of our members, everybody's always asking, like, Mary, what do you do? What have you done? You're not aging, you're not doing this, but I'm telling them. So I've really been sharing a lot. And I think last weekend we also have like a seniors, like many of the older people, like at church. We shared with them happening, and you can tell from the plate, the choices of food and stuff like that. So in a very good way, I was able to talk to them about DTLC, and I'm saying either way, if you want to join the program. So a lot more people are making a lot more of those inquiries, and I'm happy to have one of my very good friends, Nancy, who's in season 9, who's joined and is continuing with the work. The fact that I moved to Kisumu now. So, but it's great when people see me, they are able to say that, wow, there's something that is a difference. So DTLC for me is life, and I would like to continue that way. So I've not had a lot of health challenges and stuff like that. And maybe like the other week when I had a flu, go to hospital, kawaida, and I'm good. So I'm happy to be here, and I'll continue talking about DTLC. Yeah, that's all I can be able to share. It's been amazing. And I would stop talking about it. I'm just grateful. Yes, thank you. Yeah.
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 Well done. Well done. I know you just said that, oh, I stopped taking a drug and something, but maybe if there's a new person here who has just joined us, what would you tell them about carbohydrate intelligence?
Okay, I think a new person who just joined carbohydrate intelligence when we did the class really helped me because because I'm O positive, I'm a carbohydrate lover, and I ate everything. Like if there was bread, there was some pancake, there was but knowing that carbohydrate is carbohydrate. So if you're choosing to eat, you're going to eat carbohydrate, just choose one, and of course also think about the portion that you're consuming. In that way. Yeah. Thank you.
Your story just reminds me of how really possible it is to actually put type 2 diabetes into remission, because carbohydrate intelligence is the secret number one. Then the rest fall into place. All those sleeping and the natural doctors, that is the secret number one. And so thank you for sharing that. And it's a reminder for all of us. That is the weapon. That is the one. Stick to your one portion of carbohydrates and remember what carbohydrate intelligence is. And you will make a difference in your health, not just for co-living diabetes, but all of us. All of us. Yeah.
So question, Dr. Joang, if I was in season 1 and I've kind of forgotten the story about diabetes, about carbohydrate intelligence, how would you describe that in a nutshell so that to rekindle my memory, revive my memory? What is
Yeah.
carbohydrate intelligence?
I'm sure they remember, but even season one, I think we have improved the way we do carbohydrate intelligence. But carbohydrate intelligence is learning what carbohydrates are, how they impact your blood sugar. Most people think that carbohydrates are only starches. So ugali, rice, potatoes, bread. That's what people know. People don't know that beans are 65% carbohydrate, so they're classified as carbohydrate. So when you eat rice and you eat beans, you're taking two carbohydrates. And what we want to know is when you eat food, your body converts the food into sugar or glucose. And this is what your body uses as energy. And so whether you're living with diabetes or not, the food you eat will be converted into sugar and your body will utilize it. If you take a lot of carbohydrates and you're in the long run, especially when you hit 40s, my friend, it's called middle age spread and problems begin. So you will increase your, and the doctors can add to it, you'll increase your insulin response index. So every time you eat too much carbohydrates, your body overproduces insulin. You eat too much carbs, it overproduces because it needs to put this into the cells. And then eventually, there's exhaustion of the pancreas. You have less insulin, you have pre-diabetes. Situation only gets worse. So you get a lot of weight, you're overweight, you get chronic conditions. And all we have to do is watch the portions, learn the carbohydrates. Fruit is a carbohydrate. Beans is a carbohydrate. Dairy is a carbohydrate. Your starches are carbohydrates. So the reminder is you need to eat one carbohydrate in a meal. So if your carbohydrate intelligence is high, then you cannot eat rice and beans in your meal. You cannot eat chapati and beans in a meal. You cannot eat your meal with starch and vegetables and protein. Then you go and have a fruit as part of your dessert. So you need to choose which carbohydrate am I having now? Is it going to be fruit? Is it going to be starch? Or is it going to be legumes? And then the rest falls into place. So it's a reminder, but we can send a video again on just carbohydrate intelligence to remind you as one of the tools that you need to always stick to. And remember, you still have access to your videos. So if you've deleted things and you've lost them over time, you just need to tell us and we will send specific to your season so that you can look at all the people, remember the discussions so that you can, carry on with a healthy lifestyle.
That's a good point because Stanley was actually in season 1 and he's asking for the slides. So I think we'll let Lydia sort that out, help him out with this, what information he needs.
Yeah. And it's the video that will help. The slides won't help because the slides we're always putting one, but the slides are also in the video. So it's also good to remember the discussions that are with that, the discussions surrounding that, the questions that people asked. And you always remember, whenever we did carbohydrate intelligence, people didn't like us, they didn't want to talk to us. It happens in every season. Maybe season 7, they were okay, right? The rest of the seasons, I think nobody wanted to talk to us for a week. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
So
Thank
Stanley,
you.
we shall share the information with you. Yeah.
Dr. Jalango, what did you have to say to Adhiambo?
She said, first, just to thank her for sharing. And she said she was grateful. I think we're even more grateful that she's been part of this journey and that there are key lessons that she came with out of this journey and that have impacted her life and her wider circle, So the change is not just for you, it is also for your wider circle, just as she's done, feel free to share. And this change is for good. And she's seeing it in her life, and other people are seeing it too. But I think the most important thing is beyond that is to sustain the change. So I will encourage her to persist, to continue embracing the lessons that are key to her, that she feels she would like to embrace, and to continue walking the journey. even beyond her season. So it's really encouraging, and we're really grateful you're part of this, Nyawade.
Yeah, and I want to say something. Yeah, she said, Nyawade said that she was in, I think Nyawade is the husband name. So let's say Adiambo said that she was in a meeting. She was in a retreat with people. And so she sent me a short video, and she really told them, what is your why? Because if you don't know what your why is, then you're going to lose the focus. So what is your why? So do we remember, people, what our why is? What is your why? So if we've lost that, what is my why, then you lose focus. And so you can struggle a little bit. But remember, we are here. You're still in the groups. So some people have quit the group. It's okay. But then how do we get in touch with you? How do we continue to support you? Because we will need to be supported, all of us, even myself. Now, by the time you guys are given your insurance, I've shared, tomorrow I will hit the pool at 5 instead of 6:20 to swim for 20 minutes. I will swim for 1 hour because I'm so motivated and so fired by your good stories. Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you. So for anybody who has a question for the doctors, this is a free session, eh? You can write on it. So put them on the chat or prepare to ask. Then you can get, you can get some of the answers you feel that you need from the doctors today. But we could have, I think, one more story. Then now we can switch to something else, eh? Let us, I think we go to another country. Shall we just try somebody from the US? What's the name again? Anyanga. Anyanga from the US.
I saw her here.
Okay.
Pamela.
As she prepares to come.
Yeah.
Great. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
I was in season 4 and I learned a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I made quite a few changes and I'm very happy. I don't have to worry about sleep. I don't have to worry about carbohydrates. And I've been spreading the news. So I'm sure a couple people graduated yesterday and they are very happy because they are off their medication. And it's a very good program. I can't complain. I didn't have much to work on, but the little that I worked on, I'm very happy with.
Good. Good job. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And Anyanga is also a health professional. So
Wonderful,
that's nice that we had her. Yeah. Yeah.
Good. Do we have anybody else who'd like to tell us? And it doesn't always have to be how you're successful, eh? The truth about it, and we all know, those could be the outliers.
Yeah,
But
and then it's good you're mentioning that, Lorraine, because I think what we have to realize is our journeys are different. There are those of us who can pick up and move fast and maybe sometimes even fall along the way. And there are those of us who may be there middle-paced and those of us who are coming from behind slowly. All I can encourage each and every one of us is to run your race. Don't worry about who is doing what. Run your race. Yeah, and embrace your race. But the most important thing is keep moving forward. If you fall, it is not bad news. Just get up, dust yourself, and keep on the focus. Okay?
Great. So do we have a brave person?
Struggles. Yeah, we'd love
Yes,
to hear.
exactly. Let's hear from a brave person who's ready to tell us, I knew I was supposed to do this, but I didn't do, and struggling to get back on track. Because we have help here, and it's safe space. Who's the brave one? We are all doing so well. We are a fantastic team, eh?
Yeah.
Good. Anybody? Okay. Dr. John, tell us what could be the things. Okay, even now you're talking, but I was going to ask you, tell us what are some of the, no, before you talk, let's have Portia talk.
Okay.
Thank you, Portia.
Yeah.
You can unmute.
Portia, go ahead. Just unmute. Yes.
Good evening, and it's nice again. Hello.
Yes,
Hello.
we can hear you. Yeah, we lost you a bit, but we can hear you now.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I think I would say for myself, I'm still learning the ropes. I'm still trying to get used to the adjustments. And like I mentioned yesterday, a few challenges that I've been having. But one that I did not mention yesterday was I'm still struggling with eating heavy in the morning. Like where I have a balanced diet in the morning. And yeah, that is still a struggle for me. But it's something that I'm trying hard to do. But it's a struggle. Even to eat, like to have breakfast, it's still a struggle because it's been years and years of not eating. Now I'm learning to eat well. So it's something that I'm consciously trying to fight. And it's very encouraging, like what everyone has been saying, that this is a lifestyle. It's not a quick fix. So I thought those expressions were very encouraging because sometimes it's very easy to get discouraged when you feel you are not where you want to be, when you want to be there. But being in a program like this, hearing from others, their struggles, their successes, this is very encouraging for me. I've never thought about quitting, but it's where I feel I need to keep fighting. Or progress may be slower than I wanted it to be, but it's a road I want to continue working on. And I'm sure slowly but surely I'll get there. Thank you very much for the support of everyone, these reunions. And yesterday I was actually impressed because I wasn't aware that I was going to be in the meeting yesterday, and I was pulled in. So I really appreciated. I learned so much about stress management and food care. That was very, very kind. I wish I could attend a few more sessions of that sort, like really learn a little bit more than I do. But it's a journey that I really want to continue working on. I've spread the message to some friends. I've shared the link, especially the one that was advertising season 9. So I hope maybe in the next season, maybe 1 or 2 friends will be able to join in. So looking forward to seeing others also benefiting like I am benefiting myself. So thank you very much for all the support. It's not an easy journey because it's a lifestyle change. And unfortunately, this lifestyle change came at a time when I'm also changing my location, and my life is also changing very drastically. So I'm dealing with 2 things: adapting to this lifestyle change as far as food is concerned, rest, and or sometimes because of the work that is involved in the preparations for the move, I find it very difficult to rest. And sometimes, those anxieties will come because you're moving to a new place. There are a lot of unknowns and some fears, although some of them are really unfounded. But I'm determined to do it. I'm determined not to quit. And once I settle down, I know things will even be better than they are now.
Good job. Thank you. And thank you for being so brave. So doctors, let's listen to the stories and then you can now consolidate your answers. Eh?
That's all right, yes.
All right. So let's listen to Nancy. Nancy B. Do tell.
You can
Leonie,
unmute.
see? Some struggles, Nancy? Or do we go to Susan first and come back to you?
Oh, she's on.
Um,
Yes.
Okay, Nancy, welcome.
Actually, this good afternoon indeed. Good evening.
Good
Good
evening.
evening, Nancy.
Uh,
Nancy.
I have fumbled so much with my phone. I pressed things and I couldn't unmute. Gosh, I became so frantic. I had to go to get out and then
Okay.
join back in. So here I am.
Welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel better. Um, okay, I guess some of you from yesterday, you got to hear that I have a tooth. Well, I have a bad tooth, and I've had 2 nights of serious episodes. But taking care of the infection before I can have it checked out. Anyway, so it's great to hear stories. Ralph has encouraged me because yeah, he did this. I don't know, is it 2 years ago when he started on this journey, and he's still around, and he's mentioned self-control. So yeah, it's great to hear that there's people who've been doing this for a long time. Because like I said previously, when you reach a certain age, you've been trying different things. So at the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, is this just one of those things? I'll get to where I want and then fall right back. But it's nice to hear that there's someone who has been doing this for a while. However, yeah, I've been feeling great because I've lost 5 kgs. Two 2 days ago, I went into a shop, and you try things on, and you look in the mirror, and I'm like, I don't like what I'm seeing. I mean, yeah, I'm like, the mirror at home doesn't show me this, you know. But I told myself, okay, so this helped me not to be comfortable, but to keep pressing, you know. I fell too far off, and it's gonna be a journey walking right back to get to where I want to be. So I'm like, yeah, it's not gonna be as quick as I want it to be, and it's probably not a good thing. But I'm like, yeah, I know it works. It's been 10 weeks. Is it 10 or 11 weeks?
And
And
we just started
yeah,
week 10.
yeah, I'm like, yes, I know it works. So maybe I need another year before I can completely feel great. But the challenge that I have is I do well with the rainbow, a very beautiful plate. But I went off measuring. So I use my eyes. It's definitely, the portions are definitely much smaller than I use. In fact, I'm like, wow, I can't believe I used to eat so much food. I remember when I started, I'm like, wow, starvation ndio hiyo. But I'm filling up on lesser food, but I don't know. I think I'm afraid. I need to just, I keep telling myself, okay, so we are all different sizes. Surely we cannot all do the half a cup and the quarter cup, but maybe I need to try and just confidently try for a few days and see, you know, how it goes, you know. And then another thing is tea, dropping tea, my goodness, tea with sugar and milk. I'm like, yani muniache tu na chai yangu tafadhalini. Yeah. So yeah. So that is my struggle, you know, tea, having tea with my breakfast, you know. I think the other thing I keep telling myself, I don't want this big drastic change that, you know, will not be sustainable. You know, I know that what I'm doing is working, but I don't know, just the tea, the milk and the sugar. Okay, it has changed a bit because I used to drink tea in my milk, but now, you know, I mix with a bit of water. So it's a bit diluted. Yeah, and I still the sugar has reduced. I tell myself, okay, I'm not diabetic, but of course, I also understand that this is not just sugar is not just for the people, you know, dealing with diabetes. So anyway, it's all that all together. So that's me. That's me.
Interesting. I'm sure the doctors are hearing what is not being said. So we'd
I
like
can't
that to
wait
come
to
out
I
as
can't
she
wait to respond to
answer
that. But
that.
you said
Hold
we
their
take all the
thoughts.
questions
Yeah.
and then we answer. Yeah.
Okay. Susan, your turn now.
Yes.
Susan?
Susan, you can unmute.
Susan?
Okay. We can come back to her. Susan, we can come back to her perhaps.
Okay, we'll come back to her. So do you want to take those two first?
Yes, maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
Dr. Jalan will go first.
Yeah, I think one I would want to say is struggles are real. Change is part of life. Even when you don't do anything, the world has rotated with you. So change is a part of life. And change is not easy, but change is possible. And we can adapt. I think at the end of the day, it's your personal choice, what resonates with you. And of course, you're cognizant of what the repercussions will be or will not be. And that's really important also as part of a lifestyle program. We can't push you to do what you don't want to do. That we respect, and you can only take it as far much as you want. But the most important thing for us is you're making informed decision. You see, whatever course of action that you take, you understand why you are taking it. And at the end of the day, you know what the repercussions are. Remember, for each one of us who is here, our whys is different. You see, what we would want for you may not be what you want for yourself, and that is respected throughout the programs. But one thing that I always must say is your struggles are real. And when you feel overwhelmed, it is always important to reach out to let us know if you're comfortable with us. And if you're not, please reach out to somebody within your circle, which could be your therapeutic circle or your circle of friends. Just share it out. They may not give you a solution, but it is always good to share your struggles. It makes the journey lighter. So, Alice, I think you can comment on especially the food part. And I could add one or two things later, yeah.
Especially the
food part.
Okay. Yeah. So thank you. I think we are responding to Portia and Nancy B. So, Pasha, thank you so much for sharing. And the challenges are real, like Dr. Jalango has said, and this is really the ideal situation. I always say that the ideal situation is not a perfect situation. It is the struggles of life that you go through. So well done on sharing. So and like we said earlier, not everything, no, eating breakfast doesn't work for majority. But having done this for 25 years, I can tell you and promise you, if you can change your breakfast to more food and eat a little bit for dinner, you will see the difference. The catch always, what I've found that helps people is when they eat very little in the evening, which means there's no animal protein, they wake up hungry in the morning, and within a week or 2 weeks, they're eating breakfast. And if you continue like that, it helps. But if it's not working for you, it's also okay. You will still be able to achieve your goal with time. If you can eat it a little later at 10 o'clock rather than earlier in the morning. And remember also when we did circadian rhythm, you know that you need to eat at least 1 hour after you've woken up and not immediately after you've woken up. So you need to keep working on that. And I can also use a quote to answer that question. And this will touch you and Nancy B and anybody who has a challenge. If you want to achieve something, this is a quote we use here. If you want to achieve something, you have got to do something you have never done before. So really, if you want to make changes, you have to, this quote just emphasizes that you have to, if you want to achieve new goals, you have to step out of your comfort zone, in other words, So, and when it comes to food, we don't deny you anything. And Nancy, I like your comments because one of the things we encourage people to put questions because there is so much information that we are not giving you by not putting your questions across. Because something like tea, what we don't want you to do is to take your tea with food, but you can take your tea. The reason we say that, and we actually provide you with scientific evidence, so we are dealing with evidence-based information, is because, first of all, in Kenya, every third pre or postmenopausal woman, every third, 1 out of every 3 has got iron deficiency anemia, which is not good for your heart. It's not good for your organs. And so it's such a common problem, you will not believe it. It is caused by so many other things, over-consuming supplements that bind iron, poor diet, and the problem for most of us is taking tea and coffee with your food. So it's actually, in fact, the older we are, the more we have to be careful because when we start to get low HB, getting it up is a problem. But of course, with lifestyle change, it's possible. And so these things have been shown that when your HB is low, you end up getting enlarged heart and many other problems. And that is why we say in the program, do not take tea with your food. But we do not deny you to take your tea. You can still take your tea in your milk, or milk in your tea, but not with your food, especially when you have, because you need to absorb this food. You actually make very nice food, Nancy. And after we did after we watched the video on Hack Your Health, I think you have qualified. You had number 1. You are eating quite a variety of food. So imagine all those nutrients that you're supposed to be absorbing. Then you put your tea, and then you're not absorbing them, So it's just take your tea after the meal and not during the meal. So she'll watch the video. I think she was kicked out of the program. So that is why we tell people, do not eat food and drink your tea because it affects your health in the long run. Just that. But you can take your tea and milk. Nancy, I said a lot. I think you've just come. You can watch the video. But yeah, so that's all I have to say. And we are not stopping you from eating anything. It's just eat healthy. Occasionally, you can eat what you like. Ralph said occasionally he eats his sausages. But because he's been eating healthy, you don't even have appetite for those things. And I can tell you German sausages are great. But he eats them once in a while. Occasionally, you can eat a piece of cake. Occasionally, you can have. But things that we don't want you to do and really emphasize is to protect you so that you're healthier in the long run. I think I've said much.
Okay, good. Any questions for the doctors? Any questions? And they're here. I said it's a free session today. Huh? We're riding on their generosity. So it's your chance to ask whatever you'd like to ask. What's not working?
Mm.
Yeah, what you feel you need help with. Ralph, please go right ahead. Thank you.
Mm.
I have a
Emmanuel from Ghana is also here. I can see people from all over. Yes.
Okay, Ralph?
And later, maybe 1 hour later, I breakfast. Is it okay?
I think we missed something, Ralph. You can say that again.
Okay. In the morning, first thing what I do is drink water. Water. But then I drink my coffee. That's the first thing what I do, drink coffee. I know it's not very good, but I like it. I drink my coffee. It's my first. I have craving for coffee. And then 1 hour later, I have breakfast. Is that okay? Because it's first a coffee and then 1 hour later I breakfast. Or
Yeah.
it's okay.
That's all right. The farther you take it from your meal, the better. 1 hour or more is fine because it's not affecting any food that you're eating at that time. The problem is biting a piece of your food and then drinking your coffee because it binds iron, and so you're not absorbing other nutrients. And it's been found in this country, we take tea. It's a habit. We take tea with food. We take coffee with food because we grow coffee, we grow tea. So it's a habit, and actually, it's a problem. It's been found that most women actually are anemic because of that. Yeah, and iron deficiency anemia, just because you're not absorbing it. And remember, also in Africa, we have a lot of natural food. 70% of people still eat natural food. But if you're taking these things, yeah, even taking alcohol with food, that's also a problem. But it's not as bad as your coffee and caffeine products with your food. Yeah. So that's all right. That's okay.
Okay, thank you. I hope you're good, Ralph. Portia, you have a question?
Yes, I was going to ask a question, but she answered it in his explanation to him.
Okay. All right. Any questions? If the questions are taking long to come, Dr. John, why don't you remind us about those 7 doctors you've talked about all through the program, just so that we remember in case there's somewhere we've lost track, we should go back to it.
So thank you for the reminder. So before we even remember the 7 doctors, why don't people say what they remember? What are these? In fact, there were 8. Yeah. Okay. What are these 8 doctors? Just type it in the group, in the chat. What are these natural doctors? We've talked about a few. Type it. I'm not seeing typing going on. Try. So anyway, let's go. Let's manage time because we have a little. Yes. Fresh water, sunshine, movement. Okay. Eating clean food. Yeah. We are ready for 5. Sleep and rest. Yes. Very good. Those are 5. Laughter. Yes. 6. You're doing well, people. Yes, thank you. I think we already did fresh air, fresh food. We are at 6. We have 2 more to go. You're doing well. Good people. Yeah. That's good. Yeah, movement. We've counted exercise. Sunshine. Yes, we have counted sunshine. Yeah, keep trying. Yeah.
We're stuck at 5?
No, we are 6. We are 6.
We are 6, okay.
Yes. Yeah. So let's remember together. Yes, somebody's got it. That is 7. Sexual health for those who are rightfully do so. Yeah. Thank you. 7. There's an 8th one, but I think you always forgot it. So let's go. So let's go again. Right? So fresh water, all right? Sunshine, movement, so exercise, eating healthy and natural food, sleep, all right? That is 6, okay? Sexual health. Oh, we are at 6. Sexual health, Did we say fresh air? That is 7. What's number 8? I'm not saying. You've got it. Tell us. Yeah. Atino, can you remember?
It is rest.
Yes.
Rest.
Yes. Yeah, but rest is sleep. Oh, yeah, we didn't count sleep. Yeah, 7. But what happens? Why do I talk about this? Because having worked in a medical, when I was working at the hospital, I was working in the medical ward. And so every time people are admitted, the doctors come, the consultants, they come to do a ward round so that they can help diagnose these people with several conditions. And they always say, rule out lifestyle, rule out this. So what I eventually learned is that if it can be very difficult to diagnose you if you have a problem. It can be very difficult to diagnose if you have a problem. But if they can rule out lifestyle, you're eating healthy, you're exercising, you're managing your stress, you're getting your sunshine, your fresh air, you're sleeping. If you can say, yes, I'm doing all this, then it's very easy for the doctors to diagnose. The doctor Atino here will confirm that. It's very easy for them to manage you. So this is why lifestyle always comes first. And even if you look at all the international guidelines for treating chronic disease, fatigue, and all these things, even stress, mental health, the doctors, if we apply those ones, the first line of treatment is lifestyle. Lifestyle. And so remember, our Jehovah God who created us is the real doctor. So when you do natural medicine, that's take care of many things. And then we come back and do other things. Yes. Yeah. So I think people are confusing natural doctor and freeze. So maybe we also need to remember what freeze is. Yeah. Thank you. Dr. Jalango, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, all I wanted to say is life is all about balance, okay? And when we use our natural doctors, we are working in sync with nature. And when we are balanced, we are less likely to get ill, because when you embrace the natural doctors, it boosts even your immunity. So even infections, you're less likely to get infections. You're less likely to get chronic disorders. And even if you have the chronic disorders, you find it easier to manage, very much easier. A lot of patients who have often come to me and they are about to change their drugs. There are so many drugs. Once they kind of figure out the natural doctors and embrace them, then we realize management is so much easier. And for some of them, they're gracious enough to life is gracious enough to offer them a reprieve from their conditions. So you get some people actually reversing from their condition. So these things should not be taken lightly. The body is very, very intricate. When it goes out of balance, it can give you a lot of stress and ill health. But when we go back to nature, go back to the basics of life, these things are free. We take them sometimes for granted, and we grapple for things that give us a lot of stress, Fresh food is much cheaper than some of these tinned things that we are eating that cost a foot and a leg, But they are easier to reach and whatever, but at the end of the day, you pay a big price. So I think being mindful that we only have one life to live. We are not cats, we don't have 9. So let's take Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you. And I wanted to remind people about a few things. Number one, F, free of toxins. So what does that really mean? You need to identify your toxic habits and the toxins that you consume. The toxic habits can be lack of exercise, sleeping late, okay? And your toxins could be you take a lot of tea with your food, you take a lot of sugar in your diet and things like that. So you need to identify these toxic habits and toxins. And sometimes when we have stayed too far away from this program, sometimes these things needs to come back. So I'm giving you an assignment. Go back and identify what are my toxic habits that will affect my health in the long run. What are the toxins that I consume in, and it becomes a toxins where it's in large portions, in large. Occasionally is fine, but what are you constantly doing? Then R means rehydration. Are you drinking enough water? And we said, how do you calculate water intake? Your weight in kilograms times 35 ml. So how many? So it's not the 8 glasses everybody says. Some people take 8, some people take less. If you're taking medicine, you need to up your water. If you are always seated in a room with lighting the air conditioning, you also need to add another glass of water. But remember, if you're hypertensive, you have a heart problem, then your water intake is not normal like everybody else. So you need to talk to us to make sure we give you the right prescription. You sometimes need lower. And then, so that's R. So hydration. So make sure you're meeting your water intake, which is also a natural doctor. Meet your water intake. If you've not been taking your water, learn to take it again and do it slowly. Remember, we have to be realistic. If you've been taking 4 glasses, you can't start taking 12 glasses tomorrow. You might have to sit next to a toilet the whole day, which is not possible. So train yourself to get there. Then the first E means eat healthy. And eating healthy means watch your timing of meals. You need to eat more food in the morning. It's just a natural mother nature because you're going to work and you're more energetic and you need it. And in the evening, you're going to sleep. So you need less food. And one of the things you say, do not eat animal protein at night because it interferes with your sleep and you need rest. So eating healthy also means eating as natural food as possible. Then the second E is exercise. Remember, if you can't make time for exercise, be ready to make time for illness. So all the effort to be able to get 10,000 steps. But some people do different activities, so they don't get 10,000 steps. They do swimming. They do other things, So, but are you moving? Is there movement that's going on? Because that's beneficial. Then the third E is enough rest. You must sleep at night. All right. So what are you doing that affects your sleep? Eating a large meal at night affects your sleep. Eating animal protein affects your sleep. Taking alcohol at night and later in the night affects your sleep. And all these things affect your sleep as well. So avoid anything that affects your sleep because you need it. Then the first S is manage your stress. If you're stressed, you need to talk to somebody about it so that you can relieve yourself of those. Because when you're stressed, you produce so many hormones that affect your health. Dr. Tino can clarify more. And then the second health is sexual health. Very important. And when that starts to have a problem, it doesn't matter your age. You can still enjoy sex with your wife at 60. So if you start to have problems, there's low libido, there's a lot of problems, then it means something is going on with your health. So you need to contact the doctors. One of the things I learned a long time ago is if the man starts to have erectile dysfunction, it means that there's a heart attack waiting to happen. So do not ignore things like that. You need to see the doctor. And then E is enjoy. So we are not telling you to boil your food, stop this. Just learn exactly what to do, but still enjoy it. If you're not enjoying it, then there's a problem. So you need to talk to us. You need to give us the questions, and we need to help you with that. Lorraine, haven't I done a good job of reminding us what those are?
Well done, Doc. Well done. So thank you for the tips. You said you are going to give us tips and tools to keep on in our journey. Very nice.
Yeah. So the tools are the videos. If people have lost the videos, we can start releasing them one by one. We release week 1, we release week 2, we release week 3, and so we go on. So just remind yourselves, okay? And we also gave you other tools. We shared books, you know. The 2 most popular books that we do every season is Diabetes Code and the Obesity Code. Most women, when we reach age 45, you are going to add weight and it's going to be a struggle. So we need to read these books so that it helps us. We shared many videos. There's one we shared, what is eating you? And we realized that especially when you're older, risk of cancers, then you might need to change your diet to be eating more vegetarian, you know. And we shared that, and we had that video had a lot of doctors talking how they've tried managing and how they all moved to diet. And we have other videos. So you just need to ask and we are there. You need to post the questions and we are there. And so this year we want to make we want to make the reunions more frequent. So we had one in January. We gave you a challenge. And so even today we have a challenge for 3 months. So don't be left behind. Let's continue together. Yeah.
So before you give us the challenge, I think you want to go around the room and meet the people behind the DTLC. We have met Dr. Jalango. She will give us a parting shot as we go. But we also have the team behind there, and that is Lydia. I think most of us have connected with Lydia. Lydia, what do you have to tell us? Parting shot.
Where's Lydia?
Good evening, dear friends. I'm so glad that you could all join us. Happy to see the faces again. Sorry, I can't smile enough. I just extracted a tooth on Sunday, but I'm so glad to see each one of you. Yeah, so reach out to me. We'll share the videos, we'll share the books. We are all here to assist. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I see somebody saying they lost their book. So you have work, Lydia. Thank you for putting yourself. Okay. Let's go to Faith, our nutrition people. These are the ones who shall take over from Dr. Juang and Dr. Jalango, maybe.
They're taking over. We are there. Can't move them.
Yes,
Yes, let's talk to Faith.
yes. Good evening,
Talk to us.
everyone.
Good
Yes.
evening.
My name is Faith. I'm a nutritionist in turn. This is my 2nd season in DTLC, and it has been a very great and learning experience. What I'd like to say is let's continue celebrating our personal milestones and achievements, and we'll get there. You'll get to your goals, to your dreams. Thank you.
Good. Thank you so much, Faith. Yeah, good job coming. Brighton?
Good evening, everyone. It's been a pleasure to be part of DTLC, as we can attest that DTLC is one of the greatest health programs of our time. And I wish it continues to empower us. And as we are getting empowered, we are also supposed to empower others to embrace maybe healthy lifestyle, eating, regular physical activity, and even sustainable wellness choices. So we are amazing DTLC team members, and let's continue empowering others and also encouraging others to join the DTLC program. That even some people feels the cost is high, but at the end of the day, we are even saving. It will be costly in terms of how much you spend on medicines and all that. Yeah. So I want to say, live a DTLC way, live well.
Spoken like a true scientist. Thank you so much, Brighton. And my name is Lorraine Osano. I'm your host for the evening. And my parting shot to you is please get to know your why and keep reassessing it. Goals clear so that you're able to get that why clear. Because when the why is clear, the how is easy. That's my parting shot. Dr. Atieno Jalango, what's your parting? No. I have one more parting shot. Season 10 starts on June the 9th. It is not for diabetics. It is not for any special group, but it's for anybody. So if we have benefited, as we are saying we have, tell a friend, tell your colleague, tell a relative. We will be convening for the next season starting in June 9th, and the flyer will be out. So please listen, watch out for it and invite many more people to DTLC. Thank you. Dr. Jalango, your party.
Thank you very much, Lorraine. I want to thank each and every one of us who are here and have been part of the journey. My fellow co-facilitators, as well as all the wonderful men and women who have given us this privilege to work with you in this journey of change. What I know is change is the only constant in life. Change is guaranteed. Today, tomorrow, yesterday, change. But one thing I want to remind you is life will bring a lot of things. And right now you're faced with change for a better lifestyle. And I want to end with Albert Einstein. He's somebody I like quoting a lot, because if his mother did not was being taught, we would never have. Was removed from school and called and to know the teacher. But instant, because the mother do something different. Navigate change. Right, Einstein say to keep your back. So whatever your bicycle is, please keep moving and hopefully to the right direction.
Smart, eh? Dr. Jalango, thank you so much. Dr. Ojo, I think you have a challenge for us and your parting shot as well.
I have a challenge. Okay. So which one comes for the challenge, eh?
Challenge.
So first of all, I don't want to give the books and the videos. We are going to give you one by one. So the first video that will come to you is, what is your why? Let's renew that. Once you've done 1 week, what is your why? Then we will say, tell us what your challenge, information you'd like to get in the very organizing day. But the first one that will go out is, what is your why? The second one that can go out, setting your goals. And then the third one will be carbohydrate intelligence, and then portion size. And we'll give you another video. So we don't want to overwhelm you, because sometimes we try to do too much, and one is what we want to do to support you. So that's one. So the challenge is, I need all of us to eat more vegetables, and I want to see raw vegetables. So I want us to have at least every week, 3 times in a week, you're eating raw vegetables. Raw vegetables. I think in one of the challenges, Grace Zulu really challenged us. She ate raw vegetables like crazy. So why don't we do that? And I would along the way, we'll watch a video before the next reunion, or I'll send you the link so that you can watch Hack Your Health, understand why it is important for your gut health. A lot of us don't eat raw vegetables, and we know it's so important for you. So many nutrients, so many phytochemicals. You want to prevent cancer. That's where it is. Let's not wait to eat raw vegetables when we are sick. Let's eat it now so that we can prevent those conditions. So we want to see plates, you putting your plates and eating raw vegetables. And then also just increasing variety of vegetables. So what we will post to support you, we'll work out the goal properly, and we will post things to support you, and then we want to see the difference. Now, can I go to my parting shot?
Yes, please.
So I'll use the quotes that I like. So the first one is, and by the way, I stole these quotes from Dr. Atieno. The first one is, genes load the gun, but your lifestyle is the one that pulls the trigger. So genes load the gun, so your lifestyle pulls the trigger. So what is your lifestyle? And why are you fearing change? So when you fear to do things, the question is, do you have a good relationship with food? Are you an emotional eater? So we need to go back there. You need to analyze why, because your lifestyle is the one that is going to pull the trigger. We don't want it to pull the trigger because we have too much information and too much support. Look at everybody who has turned out to support you. All this is a support for you and me. And then I already mentioned, then the second quote, I have three. The second quote is the one about Al of Dhabi, 1850 something, 1873. If you can't make time for exercise, be ready to make time for illness. So we want to do whatever exercise, and walking is so good. 25 years, and I can tell you, most of my clients have lost 20, 30 kilos just walking, you know. But we also learned many things. We did a fitness test. We learned that we can do a fitness test so we can understand our muscle strength. We can understand our flexibility. And so you can do your fitness test, and we can also share that information as time goes on. So please, what exercise are you doing? You know, are you doing something? Even if you're not doing the stepper, using the pacer, are you doing something? But the goal this month is different. So you are responsible for your fitness. We are responsible to ensure you increase your vegetables and then see what happens. And last but not least, just remember, please ask the questions. We are here to support you. Sometimes you don't understand some things, or maybe we say things and then you're not sure how to go about it. Like, let's say the example of tea. I thought that was a very good question, because most of the time, because if you don't understand, then you don't know what to do. So you can take your tea. The only reason we don't want you to take it with food is because it causes your health. So remember, last but not least, my last quote, if you want to achieve something, you've got to do something you've never done before. You've got to get out of your comfort zone so that you can achieve. Thank you very much. Over to you, Lorraine. And oh God, isn't it nice to see you all? You see how I'm feeling motivated, eh?
We are all very happy to have you here with us today. Thank you for staying with us. We hope you enjoyed being there. We are happy to have been with you, and we have also refreshed our knowledge. If we went off the tracks, don't worry, we're human. That happens. But we hope that the tips, the motivations, they have been useful to you, the reminders have been good, and that you have something to work on in the next few weeks until we meet again. So remember, even I have a quote. It seems it's the fashionable thing at DTLC. Failure will never overtake me if my determination to succeed is strong enough. So that speaks to our why, isn't it? Strong determination to succeed. So let's keep working. Let's keep getting better. Let's keep doing what we need to do. And you know what? We shall succeed. Thank you, DTLC. Thank you, our friends. Thank you, the support team. Thank you, everybody. And we look forward to the next get-together, the next reunion. Have a good night and have a healthy life. Good night.
Good night.
Yes, 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 yes.